be advised that the views and opinions of the host and guests do not reflect those of the station, the management, and its network.
Okay, we are back on our second segment. At saka yung sa second segment natin ngayon, ang ating pag-uusapan at tatalakayin po is yung COVID-19 Philippine success. Pinupuri ho tayo ng ni Dr. Rabindra Abiyasinghe. Siya po ang ating representative, I think, ng World Health Organization dito sa Pilipinas. Ang sabi niya, ang Pilipinas ay kahit maliit na bansa at kulang tayo sa resources, we're doing good. Ito yung sinabi niya. Let us look at the Philippines in terms of income capacity. Population size, it's being an archipelago in a fair manner compared to far more resource-abundant countries. Even with limited capacity, the number of people who have succumbed to that virus is relatively lower compared to countries that have higher capacity and resources. It appears that the Philippines has done a good job. The Philippines is a middle-income country. You cannot expect them to have a first-world type response.
That's from the WHO.
From WHO yan,
Philippine resident
representative. Ibig sabihin, we're doing good. Despite the fact na ang resources natin, kasi syempre, we're limitado, no? Ang laking gastos natin sa COVID-19.
Right.
Pero totoo ho yan. Kasi kung titignan nyo ngayon, ang ASEAN countries in terms of cases,
right.
ang laki ng tinaas ng Vietnam, right. Malaysia, Indonesia.
Malaysia has only
Thailand.
1/4 of our population.
Yes.
Pero proportionately, mataas
sila, oo.
Well, we can say there are two reasons. One, I think our government has been doing everything it can. But secondly, iba yung isla.
Oo.
Bago dumating ang Delta variant, dadaan muna sa airport and so on. I don't pinipigilan nga. Pati ang Indonesia, our government is considering banning arrivals from Indonesia.
Hindi lang considered. Naban na. Indonesia, I think, is one of the countries na hindi pwedeng pumasok, except Filipinos, of course. Oo.
So, ang nais ko lang i-point out dito, yung mga kritiko.
Yes.
Talagang hindi titingnan, ibabalanse yung mga factors at batikos lang ng batikos. No?
Hanggang ngayon, alam mo bang sinasabi pa rin itong si Pangilinan? Oo, pati ni Note. Pero, si Kiko, na daw, we don't have a good response at saka hindi daw maganda. Sabi ko, bakit bulag ba itong mga to sa statistics? Hindi ba nila nakikita yung statistics na in ASEAN, at least considerably, in terms of active cases, nasa mababa tayo. At in terms of death rate, mababa tayo. At in terms of cases kung asymptomatic, karamihan ng cases natin asymptomatic. Ang serious natin at saka severe, 5.6. So that's really nothing compared to the 110 population.
Yeah.
And then ang vaccination program natin mataas na.
Well, that's the next data we have, no? Matingnan natin sa screen yung galing sa statistika worldwide vaccinations by location. Ayan po. Ang Pilipinas po ay 13.1 million doses given. But actually by this morning, this was 2 days ago. This morning, 4 million na ang nababasa kong ulat. No? 4 million ang nabigyan ng bakuna. Fully vaccinated. 4 million na by now.
Oh, by the way, I'm vaccinated with Sinovac.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
first dose.
May pangalawa ka pa, 30 days from now. And the percentage of population fully vaccinated is 3.2%. Still a lot to go, but itong July, at least from what I'm accounting, maybe 20 to 30 million doses will be arriving. Kasama ng Pfizer,
AstraZeneca, Sinovac. Ang hinihintay ko po yung Sinopharm. Hopefully.
Well, si Presidente Duterte, special, naka-Sinopharm na 2 beses na. Okay, and of course, China has fully vaccinated around 250 million, maybe more na by now. No?
More, I think, by now. No?
And okay, so nandiyan po ang data sa US, Brazil, and so on.
But this one, US, they've been there kasi sila yung una nag-hoard. Siyempre, automatically, they will have a lot of vaccinated people. Kasi hindi pa nga na-share sa buong mundo, sila na nag-hoard eh. So it's just, logically ganyan ng result.
Ang magandang balita, ang pinakamalaking magbibigay ng vaccine sa COVAX ay China. And they're donating, not donating, but delivering 550 million more vaccines to the world through COVAX. And dito sa Pilipinas, kararating lang po ng ilan ba
1
to? 1
million.
million more doses. So far, according at the time of this report, 12 million COVID-19 vaccines from Sinovac has arrived.
And this
But
month will
I
arrive
think,
more.
This month ata, nasa 10 to 15 million. No? I don't
Pero
know
I mean, yung Sinovac, I think would roughly around 4 million or 3 million ba ang designate, ang sabi ng Sinovac. So 1 million this week, probably next week more and more.
I think more. I had data there pero hindi ko na sinama dito dahil we have so much already here. No? And of course, marami pa ring mga disinformation, mga anti-this, anti-that na vaccine and so on. But that's why we wanted to highlight this. The Lancet, which is the world's top medical journal. No? The Lancet, sabi ng Lancet, Sinovac vaccine is 83.5% effective against symptomatic COVID-19. Ano? Yung may mararamdaman kang lagnat o ubo and so on. Hindi naman, it's not even mild, just symptomatic. Ano? So, 2 doses of the Coronavac vaccine developed by Chinese drug maker Sinovac offer 83.5% protection against symptomatic COVID-19, according to a new study published in the top medical journal, The Lancet.
Lancet,
Ito ang report July 12. July 12 po itong report na to.
That was like what, Monday?
And so, of course, nagsimula yung mga Sinovac, Sinopharm na sinasabi ng the World Health Organization, 50.4 or 0.6% effective. Because that was the initial studies and all the test subjects during that time, which was last quarter of 2020 pa, no, was that all yung mga unang tinest sa Brazil
are medical workers.
All medical workers.
Yes. And they're very exposed to the virus.
No.
That's a different story.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, iba-ibang mga populasyon, merong iba't varying rates of effectivity kasi hindi naman lahat controlled.
At saka ang
factors
exposure
yan.
mo sa virus is mas frequent or mas mataas ang medical workers because they're in the hospitals. They're taking care of COVID patients. But ang general population would have a different result. Precisely because lang yan, hindi naman sila nasa hospital and exposed every day. So, pero at the end of the day, ang sinasabi lang naman kasi ng World Health Organization, the mere fact na may 50% up ka na effectivity or efficacy, that's already okay. Because it's better than nothing at all. And I mean, from the very start naman, ang Chinese vaccine always have that. Even before the quarter, mataas na ang efficacy nila, depende sa countries.
Yeah.
Kasi in Indonesia, umaabot sila ng mga 90 plus. In Turkey, mataas
That's
din.
right.
No?
Yeah.
Ang Brazil lang, because it's really a country na medyo, naging hotspot siya ng COVID di ba? So, I mean, the mere fact as well na WHO, nasa portfolio nila, ang Sinopharm and Sinovac, it just connotes na lahat ng aspeto, effectiveness, in terms of delivery and in terms of production, pumasa siya sa standard ng WHO.
So, pero maraming ang disinformation tulad ng sinasabi sa Indonesia daw, merong several hundred na vaccinate na-infect. Pero yung yung pinag-uusapang base naman, 150,000,
Yes.
So, kung minsan, yung i-report lang yung maliit na bagay na hindi nilalagay sa konteksto ng buong larawan.
Or nilalagyan nila ng misleading na headline pero ang laman, hindi naman
yun.
related sa headline. Kasi binasa ko yun Ang layo ng headline dun sa laman.
Kaya ingat lang po, Basta any vaccine is better than no vaccine.
At all.
And we have an item there later on about that. But in the meantime, may mga politika nga, and ito from Open Global Rights, vaccine apartheid, yung selectivity sa bibigyan ng tulong o bebentahan, global inequities in COVID-19,
O yung access.
vaccine production and distribution. Sabi dito by Jayati Ghosh, and every country for itself, yung kanya-kanyang approach is irrational and even counterproductive. Yet that is what exactly has happened. Kasi kung hindi magkaroon ng global herd or herd resistance ang tawag ko, sabi ng iba, herd immunity. Kaya hindi ko ginagamit yung immunity. Walang 100% immunity. Pero herd resistance, yung mas maraming may resistance na, mapiprevent yung mutation
ng virus. Oo.
Ang problema naman doon sa ayaw magpa-vaccinate, baka sila ang pabrika ng bagong mutation. They may have some resistance kaya wala silang symptoms.
Pero nagmutate yung virus kasi nasa loob ng katawan.
So, it's better to get vaccinated and we have to educate the people.
It's really, I'm telling you, I really found, I tried my best to be vaccinated, no? Kasi yung sa Mandatrack namin, sa Mandaluyong, ang tagal. So, I really had to use my being a media person.
So, finally sa eskwelahan ka ba?
Hindi, alam mo kanino, Chi-Chu Foundation?
Chusi.
Chusi Foundation. Yung mga
That's a
Chinese.
Buddhist.
Buddhist.
Paano mo nakakuha yun?
My friend, one of my friends had told me like, okay, magpa-vaccine ka na, Sinovac do. Sabi ko, yes, I go for Sinovac. Actually, that's my choice.
Si Ado, ipasok natin doon kasi hindi siya makaka-attend ng ating
yung awarding. Sabihan ko yung friend ko po.
Well, anyway, ang naging issue naman hanggang ngayon, hindi pa resolve ng Amerika at ng Western countries, EU and Japan, yung patent rights
yes.
na hinihiling ng mga countries like India and other
South
countries,
Africa.
South Africa and so on, na luwagan na para makapag-produce na sila sa kanya-kanyang mga bansa. Si Biden sinabi, okay sa akin yan. Pero actually, walang kahulugan.
Wala pa.
Kasi ang daming mga pasikot-sikot, resistance ng mga Western vaccine producers, makers, and so on. So, actually, only China, Russia, and Cuba. Pero Cuba ngayon humaharap din sa surge. Kaya hindi na siya makakatulong. So, yan po. We need to...
Pero yung Russian vaccine is not yet recognized by WHO?
Wala pa atang emergency use authorization. Yun lang ang...
Pero they're trying to help the countries na they need.
In the meantime, ang Amerika at ilang mga like Australia, pinipress yung sinasabing lab leak theory,
yes,
and then
yung origin ng vaccine
na China, ang kailangan imbestigahan, naimbestigahan na naman ng WHO. Very unlikely daw that it came from a lab, certainly not from Wuhan, and so on. Actually, hindi masyadong lumalabas sa Western press, pero maraming na nadidiscovering infection sa US in December and earlier, in 2019. Paano na-discover ito? Yung mga preserved blood samples ng mga pasyente, kasi tayo kung magpa-blood test tayo, yung iba may sample na iniiwan, lalo na kung it's a formal study, binalikan yung mga yan. At na-discover tulad itong
yung study.
Registered nurse na si Angela Betsaida Lagipo, BSN, and peer-reviewed by Benedette Cufori, Medical Science, MSc.
And this is latest, June 21.
June 21, very recent.
2021.
Study shows that COVID-19 was present in 5 U.S. states in December 2019, even before the first reported case in China. So, hindi nila pwedeng sabihin sa China nagsimula ito. Sa China na-discover kasi tayong Asians were very alert because we have had experience with SARS and so on. So, tiningnan kaagad ng China nung dumadami ng kaso.
At saka hindi tayo complacent when we see something. We also investigate. Unlike the Western people, they're just,
Sabi ng report ni Angela Laguipo, the researchers aimed to determine if SARS-CoV-2 was present in the U.S. earlier than what was previously reported by identifying whether reactive antibodies were present in the blood samples that were collected before January 21, 2020, with the first officially recorded case daw ng COVID-19 in the US. So, tiningnan nila yung before that, mga blood samples. To this end, the team assessed residual archive yung tinabi ng mga samples from 7,389 routine blood donations collected by the American Red Cross between December 13 and 2019 and January 17, 2020. And they discovered that there was already COVID-19 antibodies doon sa blood samples.
So, ibig sabihin, nandun na.
Nandun na. And there are also theories which I wrote about already na simultaneous emergence sa iba't ibang mga, kasi sa Italy meron din
ganyan.
France. Spain, France. So,
Pero si China lang ang gusto nilang igiit lagi.
yan ang gusto nang gawin.
Oo, gawin
Actually, si Biden, ito sabi dito ng report, which we have reported before, we'll repeat ago. Well, first, South China Morning Post opinion by Sun Si, sabi, no one wins in West, the politicalization, kasi nasanay ko, politicization, sa version naman ang ginagamit niya, of the COVID-19 origin probe to attack China. Walang pakinabang tayong lahat dyan, no? And si Biden actually, nung hindi pa siya naging presidente, nung bago pa lang siya napanalo, na-install as presidente, sabi dito sa report din ng SCMP, Biden bans linking COVID-19 to China in a bid to quell racist backlash in the US. So, binan na niya. Pero a few weeks later, nag-backtrack siya. Kailangan imbestigahan ulit. Kasi nga, pressure sa deep state. No?
Yung domestic politics niya.
So, wag tayo ma-confuse kasi mababasa po natin, binubuhay yung Wuhan virus theory.
Kasi yun lang naman ata ang kaya nilang ibato na ngayon gagawin. Kasi wala na, gumuho na ang Xinjiang black propaganda. So balik sila sa Wuhan virus na gumuho na rin yan. Actually, disproven by WHO researchers and medical experts.
Yung actually may team
na pumunta doon.
Sa Wuhan, at saka sa Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Ang challenge nga ng China, sige, tapos na kami ninyo puntahan dito, kayo naman puntahan dyan. Would you open up for Detrick? To be researched and investigated. Hindi naman.
Tahimik ng US, hindi sumasagot. Hindi sumasagot. Actually, I also came across Australian female researcher in the Wuhan Institute of Virology. May testimony siya na walang katotohanan niyang mga Wuhan virus theory na nanggaling sa Wuhan Institute of Virology. Dahil she was working there until the last few months before the outbreak. Sabi niya, wala naman nagkasakit doon. We don't have that virus there. We have a lot of things, but not that SARS-CoV virus. No? And so on. I did not present it anymore kasi marami na tayong mga ibang dinidiscuss dito. But before the second to the last point, importante lang, sabi dito sa Forbes report of June 24, 2021, just a few weeks ago, 99% of people killed by COVID noong last month daw. So that's April, May 2021, were unvaccinated. The analysis finds, and so it's not just 100% immunity. It is also resistance kung ma-infect ka. That's one of the value.
Hindi kasi from the very start naman po, kasi EUA pa lang ang vaccines natin. Ang pinaka-essence naman talaga ng vaccination at the moment, it's not necessarily na hindi ka na magkakaroon ng COVID. It's much more to prevent severe and deaths. Kasi yun naman talaga ang kailangan mong i-prevent at this moment. Until the time na hindi lang EUA na ang mag-grant na sa mga vaccines na mayroon tayo. Kasi mas matagal na nilang pinag-aralan. Kasi we need to remember, to produce one vaccine for a disease, it takes 10 years na para ka makakuha talaga ng commercial
ngayon, wala pa clear na vaccine for example AIDS, HIV.
Wala. Kasi matagal na pinag-aaralan yan. Pero itong ang sinasabi lang, if you have the vaccine, you have the protection to not to develop severe, moderate, and deaths. Which is very, very important. Kasi kung magkakaroon ka na, tapos kung sipon na lang yan, okay lang kasi you are vaccinated. I think that's the essence.
And ganyan din sa flu vaccine.
Yes.
Every year, nagbabagong mayroon silang bagong vaccine for these new viruses that evolve and so on. Although hindi ako gumagamit ng flu vaccine. Pero dito, yung flu kasi, generally you will survive the flu. Lalo na kung madalas ka nang magkasakit nung bata ka, may antibodies, no? But COVID-19 is so new.
It's different,
I think I have more resistance, na-vaccinate na ako, and maybe
Two-dose ka na
Naka-2-dose na ako. And so, finally, Xinhua announced or says that stop politicizing COVID-19 origins. More scientists are speaking out. So may listahan dito ng mga even Western scientists na saying, let science take care of it. Huwag nang i-politicalize. Anyway, we have, I think, a few minutes left. Anong conclusion natin dito?
Ang conclusion ko dito, when you talk about three points for me, sana yung ating mga kababayan, they would not anymore entertain yung mga anti-vaccine, no? They should just go and try to be vaccinated para for protection. Second, when you talk about the origin of vaccines, let the scientist nga do its job. Wag na nating i-politicize lang yan kasi the more kayong napopoliticize yan, the more na hindi na nalalaman kung anong totoo, no? At saka pagdating naman sa mga news, may kinalaman sa mga vaccines na may mga fake news pa rin na itong Sinovac, Sinopharm hindi daw effective, blah blah blah. I think we should avoid that. We should go to the proper materials, no? Ang Lancet is one. So madali lang naman i-research yan eh. Kasi ang akin po, what is good for the country is important. And vaccination is important for this
That's right.
country for us to develop yung tinatawag mo, Mentong. Ano yun? Herd resistance.
Yung term ko.
Para the more na madami ang resistance, maiiwasan ang mutation.
That's right. Kaya ako rin dinevelop yung idea na baguhin ng konti yung herd immunity. Kasi yun ang sagot ng ibang mga anti-vax eh. Meron pang na-infect eh.
Talaga? Ganun yung kanilang
yun ang sagot
argument?
Nila, no? So, walang 100% immunity. So, sabi ko baka we have to revise it para to be more accurate. Resistance, ano? Kasi pwede kang tamaan pero mas malakas ng katawan mo kalaban diyan kaya you avoid death or severe cases or even hospitalization.
Hospitalization.
So, we have 2 minutes, Madam Ana. So, I think I would like to point out that hindi makaiwas po sa politika yung ilang mga bansa.
Oh, yes.
Kasi naapektuhan sila dito sa mga nangyayari dito sa Asia, yung magandang performance natin laban sa COVID-19, better than them at least. Ano? And yung cultural point about we're more masunurin kaysa doon sa kanluran. No? Matitigas ang ulo sila, individualistic, dahil we're more communitarian. We take care of each other. Ano?
At saka, last lang po, I think they are blaming yung scapegoat, ginagamit nila yung origin ng virus, quote-unquote, na China, Wuhan. It's precisely sa scapegoat doon sa kanilang mga, tulad ng US. Until now, they're having a strike.
That's
so
right.
yung kanilang response,
Surge, may bagong surge
may
in
bagong
US.
surge sila. So they are using it to deflect doon sa focus na yan as a scapegoat, smoke screen eh, para hindi makita ng tao kung anong totoo
That's right.
sa kanila. Na ang response nila actually ay hindi
That's
maganda.
right. Yeah. So, like sa COVID-19 or like sa West Philippine
Sea issue, smoke screen.
Huwag tayo magpalinlang. I think that's the exact word
Yes,
for it.
or magpabuyo.
Magpabuyo. Dito sa mga udyok ng fake news.
Na Western.
Western primarily. Ano? Dahil 500 taong nakaraan ng kolonyalismo, lumilipas na po yan, patapos na po yan, natural na nagre-react
It's the Asian
sila.
century.
Okay, so paalam na tayo. We have 1 minute. Maestra Ana.
Opo. Maraming salamat sa ating mga taga-subaybay, taga-panood ng Opinyon ngayon. Sa susunod po na linggo ay panoorin niyo po ulit kami at subaybayan niyo kami dito sa Opinyon ngayon, na ang opinion po are always based on facts and we are also sharing the truths to you. And magandang umaga, magandang gabi, magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Take care and God bless po.
And the question for the next week is, ano na naman ang issue
Yes.
ang sasabog na ating lilinawin at
Hihimayin.
aayusin and himayin. Maraming salamat po. We'll see you again next week.